Chapter 2081. After Hua Xiqian heard what she said, he picked up the remote control and turned on the TV in his office. The local TV station was broadcasting an interview program, and Mo Shui, who had been banned from the entertainment industry for a long time, was on the program. Miss Mo, were you and President Hua ever together? It's been a mystery all these years, the host asked with a smile. Mo Shui, smiled. True and false, false and true. Miss Mo, you sure know how to beat around the bush, huh? The truth is, President Hua and I have known each other for many years, and we've been together for many years. Even when he married his late wife, he never broke up with me. Mo Shui's words shocked everyone. After hearing what she said, the entire audience gasped. Wow, looks like there's big news. So you're saying that President Hua has always been with you and never broke up? Even when he got married, he didn't end his relationship with you? That used to be the case, but now that we've broken up. He must have felt helpless. Maybe he got tired of me, I understand. But we're still friends now. I was in a bad mood back then, and I didn't have any jobs or movies to film. So I kept thinking too much and made too many friends. Now I know I was wrong. Mo Shui took the opportunity to clear her name. Then it's a shame that you two didn't end up together. You're a perfect match. President Hua looks like he's easy to get along with. He's always smiling, and I heard that he's nice to the media and his subordinates. Yeah, Xiqian is actually quite easy to get along with, but he has a few special fetishes. Then, Mo Shui hesitated. Special fetishes? Can you tell me a little about them, Miss Mo? What kind of fetishes? The female lead didn't let go of this sensitive topic and continued to ask. Mo Shui smiled reservedly and said, well, he's really horny when it comes to that. He's always thinking about that. I'm not that strong and I'm so skinny, so sometimes I can't handle it. So most of the time, I use my hands or my mouth. Mo Shui's bold answer sent the entire audience into a frenzy. The female host almost peed her pants. The female lead kept looking at the director, as if asking if this scene could still be broadcasted. After all, this was a live broadcast. So many people were watching. However, the director didn't seem to have any intention of stopping. It was obvious that he wanted Mo Shui to continue. In order to get high viewership ratings and eyeballs, the female host forced herself to continue the interview. Then, other than this, do you have any other hobbies? Yeah, he likes to do it in the bathtub because it's very comfortable to soak in the water. Mo Shui was getting bolder and bolder. She didn't even have a filter on her mouth. Is there anything else? Even the host was blushing. Sometimes we'll do some SM stuff. He'll blindfold me, tie my hands, and stuff like that. Sometimes we'll even roleplay. He'll make me pretend to be a student and wear a short skirt. He'll be the teacher, and then we'll have big butts. Mo Shui said with a straight face. The audience was dumbfounded. Was this really an interview with a superstar? Why did it feel like an interview with Ma Yuyu? At this moment, Hua Xiqian's expression couldn't even be described as ugly. He knew that Mo Shui was doing this to get back at him. Boss, should we find someone to talk to Miss Mo? One of his subordinates asked nervously. Chapter 2082. There's no need for that. Let her talk. Bitch, since she doesn't want to live anymore, I'll send her on her way. Let her continue to do whatever she wants. Hua Xiqian suppressed his anger. He wanted to see what else Mo Shui could do. He had been cautious all his life. How could he be tricked by a bitch? Look at this video, I'm laughing my ass off. Zhu Lingling sent the video of Mo Shui's interview to Huamin. Huamin had just finished writing a prescription for a patient. After watching the video on his phone, he felt terrible. Zhu Lingling, how is it? Are you done? Huamin, yeah, I'm done. Zhu Lingling, how do you feel? Huamin, Mo Shui was bewitched. Zhu Lingling, haha, are you scared too? Huamin, yeah, I'm surprised. Huamian knew a little about Mo Shui, even though she always did things without leaving any room for negotiation. However, doing such a thing that harms others without benefiting herself was really not her style. If she had not said it herself, she would not have done it. If she hadn't said it herself, Huamin would have thought that someone was trying to smear her reputation. Zhu Lingling. Hey, do you think Huasiqian is really that perverted? He even had so many perverted fetishes when he was doing it? Oh my god, this is too scary. Huamin, how would I know? Only the person involved would know such a private thing, right? Zhu Lingling. I think Huasiqian is going to explode from anger right now. Huamin, I don't know if he's going to explode or not, but I do know that Mo Shui is going to be in trouble. Zhu Lingling. That's for sure. If it were me, I wouldn't let her go either. Between the two of them, it's always the guy who likes to expose details. I can't believe a woman like her is so shameless. She's going to get married in the future. Who would dare marry her? Oh right, isn't she with Jiang Yi? Jiang Yi wouldn't dare to do her this time, right? She's not with Jiang Yi anymore. I heard she's with the old man from the Xiang family. Huamin gossips for once. What? Old man? He's so old, is he okay? Mo Shui, is he a heroine? Zhu Lingling and Huamian gossiped for a while. After Huamian put down her phone, she still couldn't calm down. Mo Shui probably did this to get back at Huasiqian, but was it really worth it to seek revenge without caring about the consequences and her reputation? Could it be that Mo Shui had lost her mind this time? That day, Huasiqian and Mo Shui became the hottest topic on Weibo. Mo Shui had always been a celebrity on Weibo. Everything she posted would receive tens of thousands of comments. This time, it was even more so. As soon as her interview was released, she received hundreds of thousands of comments. Her popularity skyrocketed. Huasiqian rarely posted on Weibo. Occasionally, he would repost some chicken soup for the Seoul articles. This time, Weibo was in an uproar. The netizens were afraid that the drama would escalate, so they all left comments. I heard you're hardcore. You like S&M? President Hua, are you S&M? Same kind, please. President Hua, please whip me and take me as your slave. Xianxia, I heard you have great stamina. I want to give it a try. Mo Shui, that bitch. She took advantage of you and then betrayed you. I despise her. You're the best. Xianxia, I didn't know you were so good. I want you. President Hua, I didn't know you were such a pervert. You look like a gentleman on the surface, but you're actually a beast. We're both men, but I envy you the most. You have money, looks, and stamina. Have you had enough? Be careful of AIDS. What a perverted man. The Hua Corporation is on fire. I don't know if it's a publicity stunt, but I can't believe it. GK headquarters, President Qin, the headlines are all about Huasiqian and Mo Shui. What do you think? Assistant Yang poured Qin Chu a cup of tea. A dog biting another dog, very exciting. President Qin commented proudly. I wonder how the Hua Corporation's PR team is going to handle this crisis. I'm looking forward to it. Assistant Yang gloated. Chapter 2083. He thought that the Hua Corporation would send out a PR statement to clarify the situation. However, Huasiqian didn't do anything. He quietly watched the rumors and the way the employees looked at him changed. At the entrance of the Hua Corporation, Yen Ruoshi was surrounded by reporters. Miss Yen, are you still dating President Hua? Of course. How do you feel about this incident? Do you feel hurt? Of course not. Why would we care about something that doesn't exist? It's ridiculous. It's not true. I don't know why Miss Mo would say that. Maybe it's because she hates him. After all, Xianxian isn't with her anymore. He's with me now. Miss Yen, are you a third party? A reporter asked sharply. Yen Ruoshi immediately glared at the reporter. How is that possible? When did you see me as a third party? No, in the interview, didn't Miss Mo say that she and President Hua were never separated? Even after President Hua got married, they continued to have an extramarital affair. So, I'm thinking that your appearance might be a bit of a disadvantage in terms of timing, right? The reporter was smart this time and spoke in a more reserved manner. Yen Ruoshi was furious. I told you not to believe that woman. She's a drug addict. Why would you believe her? She's talking nonsense. She said it on purpose to smear Xianxia and I. Xianxia and I met 3 years ago. At that time, his ex-wife had just passed away and he was in a bad mood. I stayed by his side for 3 years. We were true love. Xianxia doesn't have the addictions she's talking about. What she said is not true. Please don't spread false rumors. You'll hurt the man I love. Miss Yen, why didn't President He come out to clarify the situation? Is there something he can't say? What's so hard to say? Xianxia is a low-key person. Why would he need to clarify something that didn't happen? What a joke. You media outlets have no bottom line now. You can believe anyone's words. I'm drunk. All right, move aside. This is the first time I'm responding to this matter, and it will also be the last time. Yen Ruashi squeezed her way out of the crowd and drove away angrily. Originally, this matter had spread like wildfire and attracted a lot of attention from the media from all walks of life. That night, another incident once again pushed Wuxia to the heart of the storm. Immortal was in a car accident. Although it wasn't serious, she was hit by someone on purpose. Immortal was sent to Southside Recuperation Center, which was very close to the accident site, for emergency treatment. Her manager immediately called the police and accused Wuxia of deliberately getting someone to hit her. Because it involved a very serious case of contract killing, the police quickly filed a case. That night, Wuxia was taken away from his home for interrogation. After the photos were exposed, it caused another uproar. Many people believed that Wuxia was angry because of Immortal's information, so he purposely hired someone to kill her. Wuxia couldn't clear his name even if he jumped into the Yellow River. That night, Immortal was interviewed by the media at the hospital. She looked haggard. Miss, everyone is saying that this car accident was intentional. What do you think? The media swarmed around Immortal. Chapter 2084. I don't know. After all, I don't have any evidence. But, when the accident happened, it was really weird. After the car hit me, it stepped on the gas as if it wanted to kill me. I was so scared. It was so scary. Immortal pitifully recalled the situation. Do you think President He has anything to do with this? I don't think it's Chen. Even though we're no longer together, we used to be together. I don't think he would be so heartless as to do something like that to me. Even if I exposed him, I don't think he would mind. Immortal continued to pretend to be innocent and tried to defend Wuxia. Her manager immediately said, "Shui, don't be so stupid. He has no feelings for you. Otherwise, he would have come to save you the last time you were in trouble. He would have blacklisted you and announced that he was breaking off all ties with you. Friends from the media, you don't know how heartless Wuxia is. When Shui was at the peak of her career, she wanted to go overseas to pursue her career. However, because of one sentence from him, she stayed and even signed with the whole corporation. She worked so hard for him and earned so much money for him. Where was he when Shui was in trouble? He didn't even come to visit her. He even hit her when she was down. What kind of relationship does a man like him have?" "Ms. Liu, stop it." Shui looked at her manager with red and swollen eyes. "I want to say it. What you exposed on the show is true. What's done is done. What's done is done. What's there to be afraid of? How dare he get someone to hit you? Luckily, you were smart enough to turn the steering wheel in time. Otherwise, you would have been a corpse by now. My silly girl, Shui, you can't continue to defend that scumbag." Her manager's words were all recorded by the media. Immortal's eyes were red from crying. Her manager was furious. Then, there was the news that Wuxia was taken away by the police. The series of events caused a huge earthquake. The whole corporation's stock market began to fall as soon as the market opened. Negative news surrounded the company. Suddenly, people started to kick a man who was down. Some of the smaller companies that had conflicts with the whole corporation took the opportunity to speak up and support Immortal. Immortal, as a victim, received sympathy from the netizens. Wuxia, on the other hand, had become a scumbag. No one had expected this outcome. That night, after the media left, Immortal immediately wiped her tears. She put away her aggrieved expression and smiled at her agent. Sister Lu, how was my performance just now? Very good, full marks. Hua Xiqian is done for this time. That's exactly what I wanted. Who asked him to be so heartless towards me? I'm not someone he can sleep with or kick away as he pleases. Mo Shui clenched her fists tightly. Shui, you've been busy all night. I'll go buy some food. What do you want to eat? The shrimp dumplings are ready, and there's also seafood porridge. Okay, then wait for me. Be careful. There are bodyguards at the door. Shout if you need anything. Okay. All right, what did Mr. Xiang say? Mo Shui quickly asked. Mr. Xiang said that you shouldn't go overboard. Things have gotten out of hand, and Mayor Yan called him. It seems like he doesn't want things to get out of hand. It's not like you don't know that Mayor Yan's dumb daughter is Hua Xiqian's girlfriend. Mo Shui's manager said sarcastically. So what if he's the mayor's daughter? I don't buy it. Mo Shui rolled her eyes. After her agent left, she picked up a small mirror and touched up her makeup. She even hummed a song. When Hua Min opened the door, she didn't notice him. She thought that her agent had returned. Chapter 2085. You're back so soon? She turned around and saw Hua Min in his white lab coat. Hua Min had just finished an emergency surgery with the orthopedics department, so he had been working overtime until now. When he heard that Mo Shui was hospitalized here and found out what happened, he decided to visit her. You don't look like a victim. You look more like a winner. Hua Min put his hands in his lab coat pockets and looked at Mo Shui quietly. Why you here? Mo Shui was surprised to see Hua Min. I work here. It's not like you don't know. What are you doing here? Don't tell me you're here to visit me. I don't need your fake kindness. Mo Shui put down her little mirror and glared at Hua Min. Miss Mo, you're overthinking things. I don't think I know you well enough to visit you. I'm here because I have something to tell you. Are you going to plead for Hua Xiqian? Mo Shui asked proudly. Hua Min sighed slightly and said, Let me correct you. You know Hua Xiqian better than I do. He doesn't need anyone to plead for him. You better worry about yourself. If God wants you to die, he'll let you go crazy first. What I'm seeing right now is your craziest side. So, you think I'm done for, right? Mo Shui sneered. No, I don't think that way. I just don't know how long you can be so arrogant. I'm curious, why did you give up your life and piss him off? Is this what they mean by having nothing better to do? Hua Min asked curiously. I'm here for revenge. I don't understand what you're trying to do. Did Hua Xiqian kill your dad or dig up your ancestors' graves? He betrayed my love for him. Mo Shui's words were a little hysterical. Love for him? Stop fooling around, Miss Mo. Your words sound very humorous. Hua Min finally realized that Mo Shui was a woman with a twisted mind. What do you mean? Are you questioning me? Mo Shui couldn't stand Hua Min's attitude. Mo Shui, let me explain it for you. You used to be a poor kid. Even though you were pretty, you couldn't achieve anything. You didn't come from a good family, so you didn't even go to a good school. You even lived with a hoodlum. Later on, you accompanied a friend to an audition and caught Hua Xiqian's eye. He did everything he could to make you what you are today. He didn't have that much power back then, so you were just a newbie. You weren't that popular, but as you stayed by his side for years, you became more and more popular. The Hua Xiqian funded your most famous movies, and there are a lot of people who are prettier and better at acting than you. Why did you become popular in your 20s? It's all because Hua Xiqian supported you. Everyone knew that you were with him, so no one dared to bully you or sleep with you. Everyone gave in to you, supported you, and helped you get to where you are today. Now that you guys broke up, you became angry out of humiliation. You kept saying that he let you down. There's a saying going around in WeChat moments right now. I give you a gift, 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 I give you a gift. Everyone knows that you're with him, so no one dares to bully you or sleep with you. Everyone gives in to you and supports you, so you've had a smooth journey all the way to where you are now. Now that you guys broke up, you flew into a rage out of humiliation. You keep saying that Huasiqian let you down. There's a saying going around in WeChat moments right now. If I give you a piece of candy, you'll be happy and grateful. If I give you candy every day, you'll get used to it. You'll think that it's only right that I give it to you. If I don't give it to you one day, you'll think that it's my fault and that I've wronged you. But you've forgotten that you didn't have anything in the beginning. I was the one who gave it to you first. So, you're a classic example of a person who hates you. Huasiqian has done so much for you that you're treating him like an enemy. You really want to kill him. You're actually quite ruthless. You can even hire someone to kill yourself and frame Huasiqian. Everyone thinks that you're innocent and wronged, but no one knows that Huasiqian is the one who'll never be able to clear his name. You're such a bitch, Emo Shui. Huamin rarely spoke so harshly to a woman, but Emo Shui's actions today really angered him. After hearing what Huamin said, Emo Shui sneered. So, you're trying to clear Huasiqian's name now. Chapter 2086. Clear my name? Why would I do that? What's in it for me? Huamin was confused. Huamin, do you think it's something to be proud of to be loved by Huasiqian? Emo Shui looked at her with jealousy. No, it's the opposite. I think it's a scary thing. My life is a mess because he loves me. My husband almost died because of me. So, in a way, I hate Huasiqian a lot. But I won't do what you did. I won't use such despicable methods. I'll find evidence and one day, I'll send him to prison. I'll make him pay for all the crimes he deserves. Huamin, you're so naive. Do you really think you'll find evidence? Don't worry, justice grinds slowly but surely. No matter how powerful Huasiqian is, there's always a loophole. I'll find it. But right now, you should be more worried about yourself. Your little tricks won't affect him. Instead, you'll piss him off. You'll die soon. Do you really think I'll let him go this time? Emo Shui was furious. She seemed to have made up her mind to compete with Huasiqian. Don't underestimate his power, Huamin reminded her kindly. I've been by his side for so many years. Do you think I don't know how powerful he is? Emo Shui laughed mockingly. Huh, is that so? Then why don't you tell me what he went through in Germany for 6 years? Huamin's words made Emo Shui speechless. She really didn't know what Huasiqian went through in Germany because she didn't know him back then. So, Huamin, are you trying to show off to me that you've known each other for a long time? No, I'm just reminding you not to overestimate yourself or underestimate your enemies. It won't do you any good. You should get better. Huamin couldn't be bothered to talk to Emo Shui anymore. She realized that Emo Shui's heart was filled with dark thoughts. Since she had decided to take revenge on Huasiqian, then so be it. But Huamin promised her that she would not succeed. After Huamin left Emo Shui's room, he changed his clothes and prepared to go home. As soon as she went out with the car key, she saw Qin Chu's car parked at the door. She felt warm in her heart. Hey, handsome guy, can I get in your car? Sure, but don't let my wife find out. Mr. Qin was serious even when he was joking. Huamin opened the car door, got into the passenger seat, and kissed Mr. Qin on the cheek. Why didn't you tell me you were coming to pick me up? You didn't even send me a WeChat message. So, were you surprised? Qin Chu looked at her gently. It's okay. Isn't it natural for a husband to pick up his wife after work? How can you describe it as a surprise? Huamin said proudly. So, what if there's a midnight snack? Wouldn't that be a surprise? After Qin Chu spoke, he took out an exquisite lunchbox from the side. Inside the box were Huamin's favorite crab roe buns and milk tea. But, Mr. Qin, you're so mature now. Tell me, did you get some advice from a master? This time, Huamin was indeed surprised. She had been working overtime and was starving. Originally, she wanted to go home and cook a bowl of noodles, but to her surprise, Mr. Qin bought her favorite midnight snack. She was overjoyed. I did get some advice from a master. Qin Chu chuckled. Who is it? Tell me the truth. Huamin grabbed Qin Chu's neck and interrogated him. Chapter 2087. Do you really want to tell me? I promised her that I wouldn't betray her. Mr. Qin mumbled. Oh, then I want to know even more. Hurry up and tell me, Huamin continued to whine. Okay, then I'll tell you. This master is Qin Mumu, Mr. Qin announced. Little bean. Huamin was dumbfounded. Qin Chu nodded. Honey, are you kidding me? Huamin didn't believe him. Qin Chu told him about Little Bean's private conversation as he drove. Huamin immediately felt awkward. Little Bean, how could she betray me? She even told you something so private? Of course she did. There are no secrets between us. If you hide anything from me again, I'll teach you a lesson. Qin Chu lovingly pinched Huamin's face. Huamin immediately smiled. Mr. Qin, please don't be mad. I won't do it again. Mo Shui was hospitalized at your hospital, right? Qin Chu asked. Huamin took a bite of a crab roe bun. Yes, she was here. I just saw her. What happened? Nothing much. She wrote and directed this drama to frame Huxiqian. I have to say, this woman is ruthless. How about Huxiqian? Did he come out? Will he be in trouble? Huamin asked nonchalantly. No trouble. Gao Ran said that he doesn't have enough evidence. But the impact is really bad. The Huo Corporation lost a lot of money in the stock market today. Okay, let's not get involved in other people's business. Let's eat first. Huamin happily ate his midnight snack. After he was full, he leaned his head on Qin Chu's shoulder. It was a tiring day, but it was fulfilling, especially when she was with Mr. Qin. She felt like she was the happiest person in the world. The next morning, because it was the weekend, Huamin rarely had a day off, and Qin Chu rarely had to work overtime in the company. The twins wanted to eat barbecue, so Qin Chu and Jixin went to the market early to buy a lot of ingredients. In the glass house in front of the small garden, the family began to busy themselves with the barbecue. When Bella arrived, Jixin was stunned. Why is Bella here? I called to invite him. Is there a problem? Huamin smiled. No problem, sis, you really are my sister. Jixin was ecstatic. Bella took 2 stuffed animals and gave them to Pudding and Little Bean. Thank you, Auntie Bella. The 2 children loved her very much. President Hua, you need to wash the vegetables. Let me help you. Bella came over to help Huamin after she finished washing her hands. Bella thought it was going to be a big party, but when she arrived, she realized that she was the only outsider other than the Qin family. She felt very awkward. Jixin and Qin Chu lit a fire on the other side and prepared to barbecue. Yang Merong ran around the house with the twins. With Huamin and Bella here, it was much easier for them to talk. Hey, don't call me President Hua. I'm not working for the company anymore. Huamin corrected Bella. Then what should I call you? Dr. Hua? Director Hua? Bella stuck out her tongue playfully. No, you should just call me Mian. Huamin chuckled. I don't dare. I've been with you for so long that I'm scared. You're so majestic, how could I dare to call you Mian? It would feel weird. Then you can call me whatever you want. Huamin said helplessly. Okay, President Hua. Huamin was speechless. Bella, are you still in contact with your boyfriend? Huamian asked, trying to get to the bottom of it. Chapter 2088. Which one? Bella froze. How many do you have? Of course, it's the one from before. That scumbag, I stopped contacting him a long time ago. He really did come looking for me. Guess what he wanted? Hooking up? Huamin guessed. No, he wanted to borrow money from me. Bella giggled. Borrow money? Did you lend it to him? Huamin frowned slightly. How could I? I'm not an idiot. Why would I lend him money? He told me that he was really pitiful. He said that something happened to his family and he needed to pay for the surgery. He asked me to lend him 30,000 yuan. I really believed him at the time. In the end, I called his sister. The little girl said that nothing had happened and that her family was fine. His lie was exposed by me. He was so ashamed that he lied to me and said that he lost the bet and even made up for it. He used the company's public funds and so on. What happened after that? After that, of course, I blacklisted him. What else could I have done? Saved him for Chinese New Year? Bella replied domineeringly. Huamin gave her a thumbs up. Good job, I like domineering women like you. Huh? President Hua, don't tease me. I don't dare to talk about domineering in front of you. I'm just an idiot at most. Bella really admired Huamin and had always treated him as her idol. In the company, being Huamin's assistant was also a job well done. Bella, you're not young anymore. You still have to think about your marriage. Yeah, my family introduced me to a few girls, but they didn't hit on me. Either I don't think they're good enough, or they think I'm too old and too domineering. So they just left it like that. My parents are quite worried. After all, I'm already this old. But it's not something to be anxious about, I'll just leave it to fate. Actually, it's good to be alone. If you meet someone suitable, you still have to find one. Huamin advised. Yeah. Thank you, President Hua, for your concern. Bella smiled. That's enough. Hurry up and give us the stuff. Jixin waved his hand. Huamin and Bella brought the skewered food over. Qin Chu, who was wearing a white shirt, started to grill meat. Perhaps it was because of the charcoal fire, her face was a little red, and there were small beads of sweat on her forehead. Huamin immediately took out a wet towel and helped her husband wipe his sweat. Mr. Qin, thanks for your hard work. Huamin teased as he wiped Qin Chu's face. Thank you, Dr. Hua. Qin Chu smiled. I was caught off guard by this display of affection. I might as well die, Jixin complained. Shoo, go play somewhere else. All right, go and get something to drink with Bella. Huamin found an excuse to send them away. After Jixin and Bella left, Huamin asked her husband mysteriously, Mr. Qin, do you think Bella and Jixin are a good match? How would I know? I'm not the Moon Lord. Mr. Qin's answer was hilarious. Huamin, what I mean is, you know their personalities better. Do you think they have a chance? It's okay. Bella is more mature and reliable. Jixin is a little young and still needs to be polished. The most important thing is if Bella is willing to be in a relationship with a younger man. If she's okay with it, then it's okay, Mr. Qin analyzed rationally. Yeah, I think so too. If they really do get together, then they'll be a good couple. I'm not worried about leaving Jixin with Bella. Huamin nodded. Not far away, the twins began to gossip. Sis, don't you think it's strange that Auntie Bella would come to an event like this? It's strange that someone from the company would come to a family gathering. Is there something fishy going on? Little Bean asked. Chapter 2089. Do you even need to think about it? Even my but knows that Uncle Jixin wants to hit on her. Pudding looked at Little Bean with disdain. Little Bean, okay? Forgive me for being too naive. I didn't think things would turn out like this. Also, does Uncle like mature women? That's right. Anyway, after his ex-girlfriend died, he hasn't been in a relationship for the past few years. Mommy said that he was hurt and didn't dare to date anymore. I didn't expect him to change his taste, so, should we help him? It's tiring to see him flirt so awkwardly, Little Bean suggested. Forget it after what happened with Auntie, I don't want to care anymore. Pudding was uninterested. Okay, if you don't want to help, then I won't either. Let Uncle do it himself. If he does, then he's capable. If he doesn't, then he's useless. Little Bean took a bite of the big apple in her hand and sighed. If Jixin heard his two nieces talk about him like this, he would probably be speechless. During lunch, everyone had a good time eating. President Hua, where's President Qin? Bella asked curiously. The President Qin she was talking about was Qin Ning. Ning, she went out to play. She's been back for so long, but if she's not busy with the company, she's taking care of our kids. It's been hard on her, so she drove out today. Oh, Qin Ning woke up early in the morning and drove out in her sports car. She raced all the way to the top of the mountain and had a great time. At noon, she found a random Hong Kong restaurant and was about to have lunch. Just then, Tang Chuan walked in alone. Wow, beautiful. What a coincidence. Tang Chuan immediately came up and sat next to Qin Ning. Coincidence? Or did you come to me on purpose? How is that possible? Sea City is so big and there are so many Hong Kong restaurants. I just walked in. How can you think of me like that? Okay, pretend I didn't say anything. Miss, what would you like to eat? The waiter walked over. 2 pineapple buns with butter, sweet and sour pork ribs and vegetable noodles. Wow, you're eating that much? It's none of your business. Qi Ning glared at Tang Chuan. Sir, what would you like to order? The waiter looked at Tang Chuan. Same as my girlfriend. Thank you. Who's your girlfriend? Qi Ning glared at him. Don't get too excited, what I meant was a female friend, or girlfriend for short. So, I'm not a girlfriend either. You and I aren't close, right? No matter how bad we are, we can still be considered Weibo friends, right? We added each other on WeChat. Can you not be so heartless? Tang Chuan asked shamelessly. I can't be bothered with you. Qi Ning lowered her head and played a game on her phone. Ning, I heard you're very capable. You're already a senior executive at GK at such a young age? What does it have to do with you? Gosh, your expression is exactly the same as your brother's, and pudding's the same as well. What powerful genes. Qi Ning's momentary cuteness made Tang Chuan feel like he had seen pudding. However, because it was Qi Ning who acted like that, it was especially cute. My 2 nieces have a really bad impression of you. Qi Ning touched on his sore spot. That's because I'm too handsome, to the point that everyone hates me. That's why they pay so much attention to me. Narcissism is a disease, how do you treat it? Qi Ning lightly glanced at Tang Chuan's face. You not liking me is also a disease, you have to treat it, you have to treat it. Tang Chuan said flirtatiously. Chapter 2090. How can there be someone like you? You're so shameless. Who would like you? Qi Ning had never seen a man as shameless as Tang Chuan. In the end, he decided to just ignore her. When all the dishes were served, Qi Ning was exhausted from climbing the mountain in the morning. So, she really didn't care and started eating like a tough woman. If one had to describe it, it would be like a whirlwind sweeping away the clouds. However, Tang Chuan was still watching with great interest. He even took out his phone to secretly take videos. Then he secretly posted on his WeChat friend circle, I caught a cute girl alive. Wow. Su Yu, she looks familiar. Huamin, I think it's my Ning Ning. Wei Liao, Mr. Tang, you're so good at flirting with girls. I admire you. In an instant, there were dozens of comments, but Tang Chuan didn't reply to a single one because he was busy flirting with Qi Ning. Maybe he was used to seeing pretentious bitches purposely acting coy while eating. So, Tang Chuan felt that it was very interesting to see Qi Ning eat like this. It was real and not pretentious. What are you looking at? Is there something on my face? Qi Ning helplessly rolled her eyes at Tang Chuan. Yes, there are peach blossoms. I'll wait here for you to come back. I'll wait for you to come back and see the peach blossoms bloom. As he spoke, he even started singing. It was obvious that Tang Chuan was in a good mood. You're crazy. Qi Ning cursed out of nowhere. I'm crazy. What about it? Do you have medicine? Do you know how to cure diseases? Qi Ning, waiter, the bill. Qi Ning really felt that she couldn't eat happily, so she decided to pay the bill and leave. However, this gentleman has already paid. The waiter looked at Qi Ning with envy. Qi Ning looked at Tang Chuan. How much is it? I'll give it to you. No need, it's my treat. Do I need your treat? Don't I have money? Qi Ning asked bluntly. It's not about whether you have money or not. The problem is that you're a guest from afar, and I'm the host. It's normal for me to treat my friends to a meal. Don't take it to heart. Tang Chuan grinned. Who's your friend? Don't flatter yourself. It's okay. If you don't want to acknowledge me, I'll acknowledge you. Hee hee, I'm not that heartless. Tang Chuan was still shameless, leaving Qi Ning speechless. Forget it. I'm too lazy to argue with you. I'm leaving. Qi Ning stood up. Where are you going? I'll give you a ride. It's okay, I'll drive myself. Qi Ning refused without hesitation. Hey, little girl, are you really not willing to give me a chance? Do you really like Lord Su? Hearing Su Yu's name, Qi Ning stopped in her tracks. Su Yu at least relies on himself to earn and spend his own money. What about you? Was he going to rely on the family funds? Do you have the nerve to squander money like this? Was it really glorious to be a rice worm for a lifetime? Rely on his parents to support him? What if one day his parents were no longer around? Who would he rely on? Their inheritance? Qin Ning's words were sharp, and they shocked Tang Chuan slightly. Then, Qin Ning turned around and left, without showing any mercy. After she got into her car, she subconsciously looked back and saw that Tang Chuan didn't chase after her. She subconsciously let out a sigh of relief. However, she also knew that her words were a bit harsh. After all, he wasn't related to her. It was a bit too much to scold him like that. She heard the twins once say that Tang Chuan was a real rich kid. Ever since he was born, he spent money and did nothing. He didn't go to the family business and traveled all over the world. Then he got drunk, flirted with girls, and burned money. Qin Ning never liked this kind of prodigal son. Perhaps because of this, she didn't have a good impression of Tang Chuan. After Qin Ning left, Tang Chuan sat in his seat in a daze, thinking about what she had just said. Chapter 2091. That woman was right. All he did every day was burn money. Wei Liao had taken over the family business a long time ago and was busy all day. Lord Su started his own business after he retired from the military and was now a top entertainment tycoon in China. Qin Chu was even more impressive. He was the president of GK and the deals he negotiated were in the billions. He was the leader of the younger generation. But what about him? All he did was spend money. The money belonged to the family now and he could spend it however he wanted. What if the family declined? What if his parents were gone? Who would continue to support his spending? At this thought, he sent Qin Ning a WeChat message. If I can start my own business and be self-sufficient, will you marry me? You're crazy. Qin Ning only replied with 3 words. You didn't reject me, so I'll take that as a yes. Let me tell you, young lady, if I don't rely on my family and start my own business, you have to keep your word. Not only do I have to support myself, but I also have to support you. After Tang Chuan said this, Qin Ning didn't reply at all. She thought he was joking. However, 3 minutes later, Tang Chuan updated his WeChat moments again. Starting today, I'm going to start my own business. I'm not going to drink, socialize, or have sex. I'm going to be a good kid. I'm going to earn money to support myself and my wife. You're crazy, Su Yu commented. Did you drink too much, young Master Tang? Wei Liao left a comment. Young Master Tang, did your WeChat get hacked? That's not like you. Young Master Tang, did you fail to hit on a girl and get upset? Young Master Tang, there's a new place here. Do you want to come out tonight? Young Master Tang, you're so cool. Chuan Chuan, you haven't talked to me in a while. My period just ended. It's safe. Do you want to come out? Young Master Tang, come to my place tonight. Young Master Tang, have you turned over a new leaf? Huamin commented, which was rare. Yeah, when is Dr. Hua free? Tang Chuan replied to Huamin. What? Huamin replied vigilantly. I'll treat you to a big meal. Tang Chuan smiled mysteriously. Don't tell me you have something to ask of me? Huamin didn't believe that this kid would suddenly be so kind. Of course not. I just think that Dr. Hua is smart and wise. I want to discuss the true meaning of life with you. Forget it. I can't discuss such a profound topic. Why don't you find someone else? Huamin refused. Please don't, Dr. Hua. Don't reject my kindness. I really want to treat you to a meal. You can pick any place you want. I'll even treat you to a banquet. You have to do me the honor. Su Yu commented, what's going on upstairs? Are you trying to woo Dr. Hua? I don't have the guts to do that. The line for Dr. Hua stretches all the way to the Caribbean. How could it be my turn? Then why did you treat her to a meal out of nowhere? Is there something fishy going on? Su Yu purposely said sarcastically. Lord Su, don't misunderstand. You can come with us when we eat. I will never eat with Dr. Hua alone. And at least you know how to behave. Su Yu seemed satisfied with his answer. When Qin Ning returned home, the twins were already asleep. She went to the mall alone and bought a lot of things with her credit card. Huamian was very grateful that Huamian had thoughtfully bought gifts for Jixin and Yang Mer. Ning Ning, don't spend money like this. Don't buy things like this again, it's okay. Let her spend. She's rich. Qin Chu crossed his arms in front of his chest. Are you still my brother? Ever since you got married, you've been working with your wife to set us up? Qin Ning laughed. Hey Ning Ning, you ate with Tang Chuan today? Huamin suddenly thought of something and asked. Sis-in-law, where did you hear this from? Qin Ning suddenly felt guilty. Chapter 2092. I saw it on Tang Chuan's WeChat moments. He recorded a short video. Huamin picked up his phone and was about to look through the video. Qin Ning immediately felt awkward and explained, Bro, sis-in-law, don't misunderstand. It's like this. I was hiking this morning, so I was tired. I was tired of climbing, so I wanted to find a place to eat, so I randomly found a Hong Kong restaurant. Really, believe me, I just randomly found a restaurant, and then I met him. What a coincidence, I don't know why it was so coincidental. Then he ate there too and even paid for me. The video was probably taken secretly, because I didn't know. That's probably it. What's up with young Master Tang? Is he interested in you? Huamin knew that although Tang Chuan liked to pick up girls, he would never casually post videos and photos on WeChat moments. If one looked closely at Tang Chuan's WeChat moments, they would know that he had never posted photos of girls, nor had he ever publicly admitted to being in a relationship. At least, Huamin had never seen him with an official girlfriend, so it was quite strange that he had secretly taken photos of Qin Ning. What's so interesting about him? He's crazy. I don't even know him that well. Qin Ning immediately tried to distance herself. Huamin smiled and looked at Qin Chu. It looks like young Master Tang has taken a liking to our Qin Ning. Huamin thought that Qin Chu would strongly object. After all, Tang Chuan didn't have a good reputation. However, to his surprise, Qin Chu suddenly said, that guy's not bad actually. Huamin, Qin Ning, bro, your daughters told me over and over again not to get too close to that guy. They said that he's not a good person. They said that he's a stud horse who changes women all the time, and that he's a spoiled brat who doesn't know how to earn money. You actually said that he's not bad? You're slapping your daughters in the face, little bean, and putting only see his expression. Actually, Tang Chuan isn't that ridiculous. You can't judge a person by their appearance. He looks like a rich playboy, but he's actually very cunning. He's also very loyal, or else he wouldn't have been friends with Su Yu and Wei Liao for so many years. There's a saying that birds of a feather flock together. You'll see what's going on. Don't be fooled by his appearance. After Qin Chu finished speaking to say, to her husbands, and then gave him a thumbs up. Honey, you're absolutely right, I think so too. You two are the best in the world. Even showing off your love is so unexpected. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Qin Ning didn't want to talk too much about Tang Chuan, so she went upstairs to sleep. Huamin and Qin Chu finished the last pot of flower tea and were about to go upstairs as well. Just then, Huamin received a WeChat voice message. Chief, bad news. My relationship with Ni Yang has been exposed. Chen Jie's voice was trembling. She was obviously very scared. Huamin immediately opened the news page on his phone. Sure enough, the headline immediately changed to, Celebrity's Relationship Exposed, His Girlfriend is Just an Ordinary Person, Suspected to be a Nurse at Southside. Below that was a photo of Ni Yang and Chen Jie holding hands. It wasn't very clear, but from the back, it was clear that it was Ni Yang. It wasn't scary to announce their relationship, but it was scary that Ni Yang wasn't prepared for it. If that happened, the fans' reaction would be very intense. After all, female fans nowadays were crazy. What's wrong? Qin Chu saw that Huamin was looking down at his phone and didn't say anything. He had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. Someone took a photo of Ni Yang and Chen Jie, and their relationship has just been exposed. This is going to be troublesome. Huamin frowned slightly. Chapter 2093. Imperial Star has been keeping this under wraps for a long time. How did it get exposed? Qin Chu felt like something wasn't right. I can only say that someone did it on purpose, but it's too late to worry about that now. I don't know how Imperial Star is going to deal with this. Yang is a superstar, and I don't even want to think about the repercussions. Huamin was very anxious that something like this happened in the middle of the night. However, the problem was that Yang was no longer GK's favorite artist, so Huamin and Qin Chu couldn't do anything about it. After all, Yang was Su Yu's artist. Huamin called Xianxia and comforted her. Then, he told her that he would see how things went the next day. The next morning, the situation was already very bad, and all the major media outlets were talking about it. The scariest thing about being an artist was that all the details in their lives were magnified. Therefore, as soon as Yang and Xianxia's relationship was exposed, crazy fans immediately began digging up information about Xianxia. They dug up her name, address, ID number, where she worked, the school she went to, and even what her parents did for a living. When Huamin arrived at work, he saw a large crowd of reporters and crazy fans blocking the entrance. At that time, Xianxia hadn't come to work yet. Huamin had an early meeting in the morning, so he arrived early. Half an hour later, a nurse from another department suddenly came to Huamin with a panicked expression. Vice Director, bad news, Xianxia. What happened to Jie? Huamin was so scared that he immediately stood up, and his expression changed. When Jie came to work, she was blocked by reporters at the entrance and was attacked by fans. I think she was injured. There were a lot of people there, and we don't know what happened. What should we do? Upon hearing this, Huamin couldn't sit still anymore. He pushed open the door and ran out. As he ran, he ordered the nurses, "Tell the security to come with me." When Huamin arrived at the entrance of the hospital, he saw many people surrounding Xianxia. Some fans even took out raw eggs and mineral water bottles to help out. Xianxia, a little girl, squatted there helplessly with her head in her hands. Huamin was instantly enraged. He ran over and violently pushed the crowd aside as he rushed in. "Get out of the way, all of you get out of the way." After entering the room, Huamin helped Xianxia up and covered her head with her hands. "Little Jie, are you okay?" "I'm fine, Chief." Xianxia's voice began to tremble. "Didn't I tell you not to come today?" Huamin looked at her with heartache. "I thought that you still have surgery this afternoon, and there are still a lot of things to prepare, so, you little girl, you're really silly. Xianxia, you're so shameless. Give me back my Yang Appa." Some fans scolded irrationally. "Xianxia, who gave you the right? You're not good enough. You're a toad that wants to eat swan meat with Yang. Yang is a swan. You're a disgusting toad. Look at yourself in the mirror. How dare you seduce my idol? You bitch, I'll beat you to death." Yeah, I never dreamed that Yang Appa would announce his relationship with an ugly bitch and a bitch nurse. Seriously, did you kidnap our Yang Appa to create hype? The fans' words became more and more vicious, and their emotions became more and more agitated. Then, another mineral water bottle was thrown at Xianxia. Xianxia had already lost the will to fight back. Luckily, Huamin reacted quickly and caught the bottle with his bare hands. Chapter 2094. Then he looked around and scolded, "Are you kids born in the 90s? Born in the 90s? Are you Mao Zhongquan? Are you still in school? Are you skipping class to chase your idol? Can't you stand the news of your idol's relationship being exposed? Let me ask you, even if Yang wasn't with Jie, would he be with you? Is that what you call chasing idols? That's perverted possessiveness and why, isn't it? Your parents worked so hard to send you to school, and your teachers worked so hard to teach you how to be a good person, and this is what you learned? You used human flesh to harass and attack the person your idol likes. Are you even human? You're already so old, yet you don't have any basic morals? Why are you telling us what to do?" Some fans argued with Huamin. "I don't have the right to. Let me tell you, I'm way too qualified. Yang is like a brother to me. Xianxia has been my best assistant for the past few years, and they're truly in love. They've always kept a low profile, and their relationship is stable. Ni Yang didn't expose his relationship because he wanted to protect her. He didn't want her to get hurt, but you did something that hurt your idol the most. If Ni Yang knew about this, he would be heartbroken. You're lying, Ni Yang Appa wouldn't care about this ugly duckling? We don't believe you. Believe it or not, that's your business. I won't say too much to you, but I'm telling you, don't come to the hospital and harass my colleagues. Otherwise, I won't let you off the hook. Finally, Huamin glanced at the reporters. What are you looking at? Go away. This is a hospital, not a place for you to dig for news. Then, Huamin fiercely took Xianxia into the hospital, and the hospital sent out a large number of security guards to block the reporters outside. In the emergency room, Huamin carefully cleaned Xianxia's wounds with a first aid kit and changed the bandages. Does it hurt? Huamin looked at Jia with concern. She shook her head. You've underestimated the fans. These people are crazy. They don't care about anything. I told you not to come today and wait for this incident to blow over, but you just had to come, Huamin said earnestly. I didn't think it would be so scary. Chen Jie replied regretfully. Where's Ni Yang? He knows about this, right? Have you met him? Not yet, but I've been sending him WeChat messages. He's still promoting his new movie in Jing City, and he'll probably be here tonight. He's quite surprised about this, and I don't know how the company will handle it. I'm worried. Chief, do you think I'll affect his career? I don't want that to happen. I don't want him to lose everything because of me. Chen Jia loved Ni Yang very much. In the beginning, she felt inferior and didn't dare to accept his feelings. But now, she took care of him meticulously. The two of them really had a deep relationship. Ni Yang was very devoted. In the beginning, he was slightly depressed, so Huamin treated him and made him more cheerful. Later, with Qianjia's care, he smiled more and more. Therefore, to Ni Yang, Qianjia was a very important person. Don't think too much, it won't happen. What era are we in now? Idols don't have to hide their marriages anymore. Nowadays, celebrities use marriage and children to increase their popularity. The image of a good husband and father will be more accepted by the media and the public. Ni Yang isn't a kid anymore, he can handle this responsibility. Don't worry, we'll discuss what to do when he comes back. Huamin comforted Qianjia softly. She nodded. Huamin gave Qianjia the day off and asked her to leave the hospital through the side door. Then she went home. Ni Yang also had a simple phone call with Huamin. The gist of it was that he would be in the city tonight and would meet with Huamin. After all, he didn't know who to talk to about this kind of master. At noon, Huamin came back from lunch and saw Su Yu at the door of his office. Su Yu came alone. Chapter 2095. Hi, Dr. Hua. Vice Director Hua. Su Yu liked to see Huamin in his white lab coat and black-rimmed glasses, so he greeted him with a warm smile. Although he looked a little stiff, he was extremely cute. He didn't look cold and arrogant like he usually did. Instead, he looked much more approachable. President Su, you're a busy man. Why are you here? Huamin smiled. Then, the two entered the office one after the other. Huamin poured a glass of water for Su Yu and placed it on the table. Su Yu sat across from her. I'm here to see you. I haven't come to see you since you came back to work. So, you came to see your friend empty-handed? You're so stingy, Huamin joked. Empty-handed? Who said so? Am I such a stingy person? Here's a present for you. Su Yu magically took out a delicate little box from behind him. Huamin's eyes lit up when he saw it. Wow, hairy crabs. Su Yu, you really know me. Huamin was pleasantly surprised. If Su Yu gave her something expensive, she wouldn't accept it. However, food was an exception. Plus, it was her favorite crab. A few days ago, a client came from Australia and brought me a lot of crabs. I think they're not bad. They're big and tasty. I thought you'd like them. Handsome Su, you know me too well. Huamin looked at the hairy crab gift like a child. She loved it so much that she couldn't put it down. So, you're not some high and mighty vice director. You're just a silly foodie, right? When Qin Chu pursued you, did you get him with a stick of candied haw? Su Yu asked jealously. How's that possible? Am I such a casual person? Can I agree to a stick of sugar-coated haws? I need at least 3 fingers. Huamin stretched out 3 fingers. Su Yu, all right, you win. 3 sticks of candied haws. Qin Chu really came at the right time. He really picked up a big bargain. Their opening remarks were particularly relaxed and funny, so the atmosphere wasn't as awkward as before. Actually, every time they met, Huamin was fine. He always felt like Su Yu was an old friend. As long as Su Yu didn't confess, the relationship between them wasn't that complicated. This time, after Qin Chu came back, Su Yu didn't mention anything about the two of them. She was no longer as close to her as before. She maintained a suitable distance so as not to make things difficult for Huamin. Therefore, Huamin was truly grateful to Su Yu for everything he had done for her. Milk Tea Lu Ruing had a song called Love You So Much. There was a line in the song that went, "If I returned to the position of a good friend, you wouldn't have to be in such a difficult position. I love you so much, so I'm willing to let you fly to a happier place. I love you so much, so I'll let you have love, so that I can be at ease." Perhaps this was the portrayal of Su Yu's heart. Lord Su, thank you for the hairy crabs. I won't hold back. You know that I have no resistance to food, but back to the topic. You came to me today to talk about Ni Yang, right? Huamin took the initiative to bring it up. After all, Ni Yang was Su Yu's top artist. With such a big thing happening, there was no way Su Yu wouldn't care. Su Yu nodded. Yes, I was just about to talk to you about this. Do you have any good ideas on how to deal with it? Give me some advice, our crazy high IQ Dr. Hua? Chapter 2096. Why are you asking me about something this big? Huamin thought that Su Yu already had a plan and wouldn't be asking for her opinion. But now, it seemed like that wasn't the case. Yeah, I trust you. So, Dr. Hua, please do me a favor. Su Yu smiled. There are so many people in Imperial Star's PR team, why would I be needed? Lord Su, don't mess around. Huamin wasn't someone who liked to be in the limelight, so she still tried to evade Su Yu's request. Don't be so polite, we're already so close. Ni Yang is like a brother to you and Xianxia is your assistant, so I have to discuss this with you. Lord Su, you're flattering me again. Let's put it this way, what do you mean? After all, you're the big boss of Ni Yang's company, so you have the most say in this. Actually, it's hard to say. For a man, it's a question of who's more important. If Ni Yang announces his relationship, his fan base will drop a lot. A lot of girls have fantasies about their idols. If they know that their idols are in a relationship and are even getting married, they might not pay for his new movie or album. Ni Yang's career will definitely be affected. If Ni Yang doesn't want to lose fans and wants to stay popular for a few more years, then I think he should deny his relationship with Xianxia. Then, our company can release a statement and pretend to hold the person responsible. That way, the matter will be suppressed. But if we do that, it might hurt the girl who is your assistant. After all, people will think that she's a scheming woman who wants to become famous. She might have a hard time in the future. It's all up to Ni Yang. No matter what he chooses, I'll respect him. After all, Imperial Star isn't a company that prioritizes profits. What do you think? After Su Yu spoke his mind, he asked Huamin for his opinion. Huamin listened quietly and nodded. I agree with what you said. It's perfect. Given the current situation, there are only 2 options. We can either go public or continue to hide it. But we can't make the decision. Let's wait for Ni Yang to come back. He said that he'll come to the city tonight to see me. Let's go together. We can talk about this. Okay, I'll have a meal with you. Su Yu was in a good mood. Huamin smiled, but didn't say anything. But if that's the case, won't your husband get jealous? Why don't we ask him to come too? Su Yu was worried that Qin Chu would misunderstand. Huamin chuckled when he heard that. What are you laughing at? Su Yu was confused. I'm laughing at you. You're thinking too much. My Mr. Qin wouldn't misunderstand me so easily. We've known each other for so many years. If we don't even have that much chemistry, how can we be husband and wife? When Huamin said this, a happy smile appeared on his face. It was a smile that came from the bottom of his heart and couldn't be faked. To be honest, Suyu was conflicted. On one hand, he wanted Huamin to be happy. He wanted them to be happy forever. On the other hand, he was jealous of Qin Chu. He knew Huamin when he was young and had her for the rest of her life, both now and in the future. For a married couple, the best relationship wasn't unforgettable. It wasn't asking about each other's well-being. It wasn't talking about love every day. However, it was using actions to prove their love and trust each other unconditionally. That was the rarest of all. I give up. Upon hearing Huamin's words, Suyu smiled slightly and didn't say anything else. After discussing this matter with Suyu left. He planned to discuss this matter with Ni Yang over dinner when he got here. Rumors about Ni Yang were still spreading outside. Chen Jie followed Huamin's instructions and didn't dare to leave the house. When she got off work that night, Qin Chu video called her. "Hello, Mr. Qin, it's time to get off work. Do you want me to pick you up?" Qin Chu asked gently. "No, it's okay. I have a date tonight." "A date? Dr. Hua, how dare you act so brazenly in front of your husband?" Qin Chu pretended to be serious. Chapter 2097. Yeah, and I'm having dinner with Suyu. So, are we still going to live like this? Qin Chu smiled as he looked at Huamian. But we're getting divorced tomorrow. Pudding is mine and Little Bean is yours. Huamin began to separate. Why do you get pudding and I get Little Bean? Mr. Qin asked angrily. Because Little Bean eats too much. I'm worried that I won't be able to raise her. Huamin couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, I'm going to record this video and show it to Little Bean. I'm going to show her her mommy's true colors. Ahem. Don't do that, Little Bean is hard to appease. Mr. Qin, don't cause trouble. Huamin immediately stopped bragging. So, you're really just having dinner with Suyu tonight? As expected, Mr. Qin still cared about this. Yeah, so do you want to come or not? Huamin purposely tried to piss him off. Whatever, since you're going on a date, I'll go on a date too. I'm going to take 2 beautiful women out for steak. 2 peerless beauties? Huamian repeated. Yeah. Mr. Qin said proudly. Hey, you're itching for a beating, aren't you? So, you're saying that you're only allowed to do whatever you want, but we're not allowed to do anything, right? Qin Chu retorted. Yeah, what do you think? You don't like it? Bite me. Huamin stuck out his tongue. Honey, when you're shameless, you're really scary. Mr. Qin complimented. Haha. Huamin laughed so hard that he couldn't stop laughing. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm going to pick up 2 beautiful women for dinner. Okay, go. Tell them that mommy will be home late tonight, so be good. Huamin knew that the 2 beauties Qin Chu was talking about were Pudding and Little Bean. I'll tell them the truth and say that their mommy and Suyu are dating. Well, that's what happened. Someone is still jealous. But I'm not having dinner with Suyu alone. Ni Yang will be back too. We'll discuss how to deal with Ni Yang's matter. That's more like it. I approve. Mr. Qin's tone was extremely domineering. What the? You're pretending to be an emperor with me. Huamin snickered. How is it? Not convinced? That's right, I'm not convinced. Then why don't you bite me? Qin Chu immediately applied what he had learned. Hey, just you wait. I'll bite you to death when I get home tonight. Huamin purposely opened his mouth wide to scare him. I'll leave bite marks all over my body. Those are marks of love. Honey, do you want to change into black stockings or something? It'll be even better with a whip in your hand. Huamin was speechless. You're a pervert. Mr. Qin's words were always full of hidden meanings. They were only talking about biting, but he forcefully changed the topic to stockings and a whip. Huamin was speechless. I'll wait for you at home tonight. I'll wash myself clean and wait for you. Bye. Then, Mr. Qin playfully hung up the phone. Huamian was speechless. She didn't know if it was a blessing or a curse for her to have such a sophisticated, and perverted husband at home. Ni Yang arrived in the city that night and immediately went to the hotel where they agreed to meet. Afraid that the media would follow them, They chose to meet at a private club owned by Tang Chuan's family. On the top floor of the club, Su Yu and Huamin arrived one after the other and were drinking tea. When Ni Yang arrived, Qin Jie was behind him. He held her hand and they walked into the private room together. President Su, Sister Mian. Ni Yang greeted Qin Jie. You're both here. Come and sit down. Su Yu waved his hand and beckoned them over. The four of them sat across from each other, and the atmosphere was a little tense. President Su, I'm sorry. I was accidentally followed and photographed. I'm sorry for causing trouble for the company. Ni Yang lowered his head and apologized. Chapter 2098. Don't say that it's not your fault. No matter how vigilant a celebrity is, they can't avoid the paparazzi. Now, we need to talk about how to deal with this problem. Your sister Mian and I have discussed 2 plans. You can choose. Then, Su Yu repeated what he said to Huamin in front of Ni Yang and Qin Jie. After hearing what he said, Ni Yang replied without hesitation, President Su, I want to make our relationship public. No, it'll affect your career. I don't want to. President Su, don't make it public. Tell the PR team to write a statement saying that I used Ni Yang to create hype. I can't ruin his future. Qin Jie's expression changed. She was scared out of her wits. She didn't want Ni Yang's future to be ruined because of her. She would die of guilt if that happened. How can I do that? I can't let a girl bear so much pressure. Plus, we're lovers. I've always wanted to make our relationship public. I've had enough of sneaking around. Why don't we just make it public? We're going to get married anyway. Ni Yang held Qin Jie's hand even tighter. Qin Jie, however, refused to agree. She shook her head with tears in her eyes. Sister Mian, please talk to him. I don't want him to do this for me. Qin Jie was so anxious that she was about to cry. Huamin could empathize with his feelings of wanting the best for the other person, so she comforted Qin Jie. Jie, don't worry. Ni Yang is an adult. I don't think he can hide it forever. If someone takes photos of you too, he'll lose all credibility. So, I think it's a good thing that Ni Yang made your relationship public. It shows that he loves you more than his career. You should be happy that such a man loves you so much. I understand, but I still... Qin Jie choked on her words. That's enough, Jie. Did you hear what Sister Mian said? It's really nothing. For me, fame, money, and status aren't the most important things. I told you that even if I quit the entertainment industry, the money I make will be enough for us to spend for the rest of our lives. So, what are you worried about? Ni Yang raised his finger and touched Qin Jie's nose lovingly. But I don't want to be a burden to you. Qin Jie leaned her head on Ni Yang's shoulder and cried. Silly girl, you didn't drag me down. I'm so happy now that I have you. My world is so warm. To Ni Yang, nothing was more important than the smile of his lover. Therefore, after this incident, he even considered quitting the entertainment industry. He didn't want to let Qin Jie suffer any grievances. So, you're going to announce your relationship to the public, right? Su Yu asked again. President Su, I'm sorry. I know I'm selfish and doing this might affect the company's interests, but I really can't let Jie suffer. She's been with me all this time, and it's not been easy for her. Sometimes, when I want to watch a movie with her, we have to sneak in. We'll go in after everyone else goes in, and then we'll come out after everyone else comes out. She doesn't dare to post anything on her WeChat moments or post anything on my Weibo because she's afraid people will find out. This kind of relationship is too much for her. She's the girl I want to be with for the rest of my life, so I want to give her a status. I was planning to propose to her during my vacation this year, but now that this happened, I can go public. Ni Yang apologized to Su Yu first because he knew it was selfish of him to do this. However, judging from his attitude, it seemed like he was determined to go public with their relationship. Nothing was more important than Qin Jie. Ni Yang, how can you be so stubborn? You've worked so hard all these years, you can't let it all fall apart because of me. Qin Jie said anxiously. Compared to you, this is nothing. Ni Yang gently stroked Qin Jie's bangs. So, you two are here to flaunt your love, right? You want to torture a single dog like me? Suyu asked out of the blue. Huamin almost burst out laughing when he heard this. Chapter 2099. President Su, that's not what I meant. And Yang said awkwardly. Xianxia quickly looked up, wiped her tears, and explained, President Su, don't misunderstand. I just don't want him to do that for me, but he's not that stubborn. It was understandable for two young couples in love to be considerate of each other. I understand, you don't have to explain. Since this is Yang's idea, then let's do it. You don't have to worry about the company. Imperial Star doesn't need that money. Don't worry, you can make up your mind, Suyu said calmly, as if he had already predicted Yang's decision. Yang and Xianxia had been dating for 3 or 4 years. Their relationship had always been stable and they had never even fought. Yang had a history of depression, so Xianxia took care of him very carefully and treated him very well. Then she would never feel wronged. Such a girl was low-key, gentle, and virtuous. Huamin thought that she was perfect for Yang's personality and career. It would be Yang's bad luck if his girlfriend was an immature girl with princess syndrome. President Su, I'm so sorry. Yang still felt sorry for Suyu. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's eat. Suyu turned around and said, Waiter, bring the food. Just like that, the 4 of them quickly decided on how to deal with the situation. An hour later, the 4 of them finished eating and left the private club. Yang posted on Weibo, and the photo below it was the one that the paparazzi had taken. Yang added, Yes, I'm in love. She's a really good girl. If you really love me, don't hurt her or harass her. Thank you. It was a simple sentence, but it caused an uproar and immediately became one of the most searched topics on Weibo. Then, all the headlines changed to, Superstar Yang admits his girlfriend is an outsider. Yang's Weibo post was also forwarded by some of his friends in the industry. Even the female artists in the same company as him were trying to gain some popularity. Jian Tong also reposted the post and said hypocritically, Little brother Yang, I wish you all the best. I hope you two will always be happy. Although his friends in the industry approved of him, his fans were very extreme. Perhaps someone had deliberately paid the internet water army to maliciously smear Yang's reputation, so many fans were cursing and even spreading rumors under Yang's Weibo. What's superstar idol? He's just a sissy, this girlfriend is fake, right? She's just cannon fodder. Don't you like men? Liar, big liar. How can you have a girlfriend, Wu? Yang appa, that slut doesn't deserve you. Come into my arms. Yang's Weibo post was flipped upside down. Within an hour, it had been forwarded 200,000 times, liked 280,000 times, and commented on over 300,000 times. This was unprecedented. At least, of all the posts Yang had made, none of them had been so controversial. When Huamin drove home, the twins were still awake. They were downstairs in their nightgowns, playing checkers with Qin Chu. The 2 sisters sat on one side. Qin Chu sat on the other side, while Qin Ning ordered her brother around while eating fruit. Auntie, you're a real gentleman? Little Bean looked up, clearly dissatisfied. I'm sorry, Qin Mumu, but I'm not a gentleman, I'm a girl. Qin Ning deliberately argued with Little Bean. Only girls and villains are difficult to deal with. Little Bean retorted. Pa, you're even scolding yourself? You and Little Bean are girls too? Qin Ning burst into laughter. No, we're girls. Auntie, we're still young. Little Bean argued. So, Little Bean, do you include Mommy in your words? Mommy is a girl too. Huamin took off his jacket and interrupted with a smile. Chapter 2100. How can that be? Mommy isn't a girl. Little Bean immediately responded. Then what's Mommy? Huamin felt awkward when he heard this. Huh, you're saying Mommy isn't a girl but a man? Look at you, Little Bean. Qin Ning gloated at Little Bean's predicament. No, Mommy's a young married woman, so she's not a girl. Auntie isn't married yet, so she's a girl. Little Bean explained. Young married woman. Okay, Little Bean, your definition of mommy is very accurate. Huamin was speechless. How could a 3-year-old kid know the word young married woman? How evil. Someone's back from a date? Qin Chu looked up at Huamin with a smile. Yeah, how did it go? Great, we've reached a consensus. Didn't you see the news? You guys? An Yang announced his relationship. Good job, Uncle An Yang. You're a good man to your girlfriend. Pudding, who had been silent the whole time, commented as she played chess like a little adult. Yeah, Uncle Jixin, you're right. You just lack courage. If you want to date Auntie Bella, then go ahead and date her. Don't be so shy, you're not a man. Little Bean complained. Kids shouldn't meddle in adult business. Go to bed, it's already past 10 a.m. Huamin looked at his phone and saw that it was already past 10 a.m. Daddy, you lost again. Pudding said calmly. Okay, Little Bean, what do you want this time? Qin Chu seemed to have prepared himself for this. I want $1 million from Daddy. Is dollars? Pudding said, and everyone was confused. Sis, are you crazy? Didn't I tell you to take it little by little? You'll scare Daddy. Little Bean reminded Pudding. Pudding, are you trying to rob your father? This isn't a game of chess, this is robbery. Qi Ning was speechless. So, Pudding, can you tell me why you need so much money? Huamin walked over and sat beside Pudding. Huamin couldn't remain calm when his 3-year-old daughter suddenly asked for $1 million. Can I not tell you? Pudding asked mysteriously. Huamin, Qi Ning, you don't have to say it, baby. Daddy just promised you one thing if you lose, so I will definitely keep my promise. After speaking, Qin Chu took out his phone. Can I transfer my bank card to you? Honey, are you really going to give her that much money? Huamin pursed her lips. Of course, we can't lie to our children. We have to do what we say. Pudding was willful and greedy, and Qin Chu was even more willful. Huamian was also at a loss. Bro, you're so nice. In my next life, I hope to be reborn into your family. Qi Ning said enviously. I don't want such a worrisome daughter like you. Qin Chu retorted. Qi Ning. At this moment, a notification sound rang out. The money has been transferred, baby, check it. I don't need to check, I trust Daddy. Okay, let's call it a day. I'm a little tired, I'm going to bed. Pudding stood up proudly and yawned. Little Bean followed behind her and asked, Sis, do you want a massage? You've been sitting all night and you're tired. Sure, how about a massage here? Pudding pointed at her left shoulder. Then she walked upstairs as she spoke. Sis, you just won $1 million. How do you feel right now? Little Bean asked as she walked. I regret asking for less. After Pudding said this, Huamin and Qi Ning almost fell to the ground. Mr. Qin, on the other hand, was very calm. He even said a little proudly, Pudding really does look like me when I was young. The conversation between the two sisters made the adults burst out laughing. They thought that Ni Yang's incident was over, but who knew that something big would happen that night? At 11:30 p.m., Huamin received a WeChat voice message from Suyu. Huamin, are you asleep? Chapter 2101. By this time, Huamin had already fallen asleep due to exhaustion. Qin Chu picked up her phone and sent a text message to Suyu. She's already asleep. Suyu was a little embarrassed, as he was afraid to disturb the couple. Qin Chu followed Suyu's instructions and read the news. Sure enough, there was a new development in Ni Yang's matter. Because Ni Yang was a very popular superstar, even the slightest bit of news about him would attract a lot of attention. Originally, they thought that with Suyu's acquiescence, Ni Yang's public announcement of their relationship would calm the storm. Unexpectedly, that night, someone posted on a well-known forum, revealing Ni Yang's family background. His parent scandal, his mother had a child with another man, and was indecent. Ni Yang was a hooligan when he was young. He was extremely bad, had a lot of bad records, and was uneducated. Qin Chu knew about Huamin's feelings for Ni Yang, so he frowned after reading the news. How do you plan to deal with this matter? Qin Chu typed to Su Yu, still using Huamin's WeChat. We didn't want things to turn out this way. Currently, I can only ask the company to release a PR statement to clarify that someone is spreading rumors and then send a lawyer's letter or something. As for the follow-up, we'll see how things develop. Okay, let the company release it first. When she wakes up tomorrow, I'll let her know, Qin Chu replied. Okay. Su Yu was too embarrassed to say more. The next morning, when Huamin woke up in the morning, Qin Chu told her about the matter. Huamin immediately turned on her phone and scrolled through the chat history between the two men. After learning about the matter, her face turned cold. Honey, what are you thinking about? Qin Chu asked. I'm thinking that this definitely wasn't a coincidence, and that the paparazzi didn't purposely dig deeper into Ni Yang's past. Someone did it on purpose? Ni Yang has an enemy? Qin Chu raised his eyebrows. Sometimes, in the entertainment industry, it's not as simple as having an enemy. Once someone's interests are involved, things can become complicated and confusing. Huamin's words were very vague. What do you plan to do now? I think it's time for me to meet someone and talk to her, Huamian said calmly. Looking at her eyes, Qin Chu guessed who she was. Can I go with you? Qin Chu volunteered. Huamin hugged his broad shoulders coquettishly. Hey, you don't have to do this yourself. I can handle it myself. Don't worry, trust your wife. Okay, if you run into any trouble, call me immediately. Okay, I'll head out now. I have an early meeting in the morning. You haven't eaten yet? Qin Chu frowned. I don't have time to eat. Huamin got up, washed up, and began to clean up. When she was done, she saw a small sandwich and a carton of milk on the table. My husband is getting warmer and warmer. Huamin happily ate her breakfast and left in a hurry. At the breakfast table, only the twins, Qin Ning and Qin Chu were left. Daddy, have you ever thought that letting Mommy go back to Southside was a bad decision? Pudding looked at Qin Chu as she ate her breakfast. Baby, why do you say that? Qin Chu looked up at his eldest daughter curiously. Chapter 2102. It's because I realized that President Hua is even busier now that he's Dr. Hua. He used to spend weekends with us, but now he's either having surgeries or morning meetings. Pudding complained. Little Bean said, Sis, I'm not what you think. I'm the exact opposite. It's good that Mommy's busy. Otherwise, she'll be bored all day and we won't be able to handle it. So, it's a good thing that Mommy has something to do. Daddy, you're doing the right thing. Qin Chu, big bro, your kids are amazing. They're already planning their parents' careers. Okay, girls, Daddy understands what you mean. So, can I explain now? Qin Chu slowly took a sip of milk. The twins looked at their father seriously, waiting for him to continue. Daddy loves your mommy very much. Qin Chu said. You don't have to emphasize this over and over again. After all, everyone on Earth knows. This time, even Little Bean was proud. Ahem. Okay, let's get to the point. I love her, so I'll always support her decisions. I want her to do what she likes, whether it's a high-class job or a low-class job. As long as she likes it, I'm willing to let her do it. Your mommy's dream when she was young was to be a doctor, and that hasn't changed. Daddy's dream when he was young was to fulfill your mommy's dream. Letting her live her life the way she likes is the proudest thing in my life. Qin Chu said seriously even though he was talking to kids. Even Qin Ning's eyes were brimming with tears. Hey, why didn't I meet a man as good as you when I was young? He loves me as much as you love sis-in-law. Qin Ning said enviously. Okay, Daddy, you win. Mommy is a priceless treasure in your eyes. Pudding shrugged helplessly. That's right. Mommy is definitely more important than us in Daddy's heart, Little Bean added. No, don't say that. You two are as important to Daddy as your mommy, Qin Chu emphasized. He didn't want his daughters to get jealous. If that's the case, then we're still at a disadvantage. Little Bean pouted. Why? Qin Ning looked at her niece curiously. Because we're two people and Mommy is one person. So, we're only as important as Mommy. So, we're still at a disadvantage in terms of numbers. Qin Chu. Chin. Pudding reached out her hand and pinched Little Bean's little cheeks. So, sis, can you buy me a car full of Haagen-Dazs? Little Bean licked her lips. Foodie, can you be a little more ambitious? Pudding was exasperated at Huamian's failure to live up to her expectations. No, I don't need to be ambitious. Because 3 of us are financially savvy and know how to make money. I only need to know how to spend money. If I run out of money, I can just say, Mommy, Daddy, Sis, I'm broke again, so don't waste my time. Just give me the money. Little Bean said as she gestured with her chubby little hands. Little Bean's words made Qin Ning and Qin Chu laugh. Chapter 2103. Big Brother, I realize that the smartest person in your family isn't you, sis-in-law, or Pudding. It's this little foodie. She's so shrewd, pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. She doesn't even have to worry about how to make money, she can just order the 3 of you around and enjoy herself. Perfect. Qin Ning gave Little Bean a thumbs up. Okay, it's about time for me to go to work. Ning Ning, do you have any plans today? Qin Chu looked at Qin Ning and asked. We're going to the amusement park. I promised to take them to the merry-go-round and eat pizza. But remember to bring enough bodyguards. Be careful here, Qin Chu reminded her. Then, Qin Chu looked at Pudding worriedly. Pudding, don't be reckless this time. You have to stay close to Auntie and the bodyguards. I know, Daddy. I won't run around. After giving his instructions, Qin Chu walked out of the room, relieved. On his way back, his phone rang. He put on his Bluetooth headset and answered the call. Did anything happen with Huasiqian? Qin Chu asked. President Qin, nothing happened. It's very quiet. That's strange. He was played by Mo Shui, like this, and yet he didn't do anything. It's not like him. Keep a close eye on him and let me know if anything happens, Qin Chu said cautiously. Okay, President Qin. Don't worry, we'll keep a close eye on him. Qin Chu had been keeping a close eye on Huasiqian and was thinking of ways to lure him into a trap. Now that Mo Shui was involved, things became more complicated. This wasn't a good thing for Qin Chu. It wasn't good to alert the enemy. Now that Huasiqian was being more careful, Qin Chu couldn't do anything to him. At Southside, Qin Chu was worried that Ni Yang's depression would relapse because of the stress. In the morning, Huamin asked Qinjie and Ni Yang to leave the city and take an early flight to Bali for vacation. After talking to Suyu on the phone, Huamin was even more certain that the mastermind behind the defamation of Ni Yang was that person. She planned to meet that person in person and have a good talk with her. However, just as he was about to leave, his phone suddenly rang. It was a string of unfamiliar numbers with an English logo. The phone rang for a long time before Huamin slowly picked it up. Then he said warily, Hello. Sis, it's me. Huamin immediately felt a little excited when he called her sister. Yin. Huamin was overjoyed. He hadn't heard from Lu Yen for a long time after their hasty farewell. Yeah, I miss you, so I called you secretly. But it won't be long. I'm afraid someone will follow me. Lu Yen said cautiously. Little Yen, are you still in the Golden Triangle? Are you hurt? Are you in danger? Huamin knew that time was of the essence, so he kept asking questions. Calm down, I'm fine. I left the Golden Triangle a long time ago. I also went to Vietnam and took out the Vietnamese gang's nest. Unfortunately, I didn't find Xinjiani, but I'm still asking people to track her down. Don't worry. Don't. It's okay if you can't find her. It's Huasi who hurt us, not Xinjiani. Huamin's thoughts were simpler. Just leave it to me. Don't worry. Where are you now? Are you safe? Huamin was very worried about Lu Yan's situation. Ever since he found out that she was the world's most wanted criminal, he was worried sick about her. I'm in Russia with Psycho Chiao. Don't worry, I'm safe. That's good. Huamin nodded in relief. Sis, it's almost Chinese New Year. I actually have a crazy idea. Lu Yen said mysteriously. What idea? Huamin asked curiously, not knowing what Lu Yen was thinking. Chapter 2104. I want to convince Dad to spend New Year's with you guys. Lu Yan's idea was crazy enough that even Huamin was shocked by it. Are you surprised? Lu Yan asked with a smile. I'm surprised too. If I could spend New Year's with you and Dad, that would be my greatest wish, right? Ever since Huamin found out that he still had family in this world, he felt warmth in his heart. He also looked forward to it, especially when he remembered the old man who gave him balloons at Disneyland. Lu Yan knew that she shouldn't expose her identity, but she still appeared at the critical moment and saved Qin Chu from the tragedy of choosing between her and Little Bean. Huamin had never thought that he would have such a strong sister. At the same time, he felt sorry for Lu Yan. If she had a choice, she wouldn't want to live her life on the edge of a knife. After all, for a young and beautiful girl in her 20s, a peaceful life with family and friends was the most important thing. Therefore, Huamin sincerely hoped that Lu Yan could change her lifestyle and live a peaceful life. However, he knew that this wasn't something that could be done easily. I have to think of a way to deal with this. I'm fine with it, but I'm afraid that Dad won't agree and won't come. That psycho Ian just wants to catch me out of interest, but he's been wanting to catch Dad for many years. Dad doesn't want to drag you guys into this, so he might not come. It's just a thought, sis, don't get your hopes up. I understand, Yen. I understand. Ian wants to catch Daddy because Daddy has something he wants, right? Smart, that's it. Then you have to tell Dad to be careful? Huamin said worriedly. No problem, don't worry. Dad's tough, even tougher than me. Don't worry about us, take good care of the twins. Also, you have to be careful with Wuxia. My brother-in-law probably told you about his relationship with Ian. Yeah, he did. Huamin nodded. I'm sure he still has some feelings for you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have known about our relationship all these years without telling Ian. So, I'm grateful to Wuxia. He even helped Dad hide the truth about what happened in Dong Tao Town. It's not easy to hide your identity from Ian for so many years. Huamin didn't say anything. He knew what Lu's meaning. If it was before, he wouldn't admit that Wuxia had feelings for him. He would only say that Wuxia was a psycho and that he was a thief. However, after being kidnapped by Wuxi last time, Huamian was well aware of Wuxian's behavior. Wuxian was a selfish person, but he risked his life several times to provoke Wuxi so that Huamian wouldn't get hurt. If it were Qin Chu or Su Yu, it wouldn't be strange, because they were men who valued relationships. However, when it came to someone as selfish as Wuxian, who put his own interests above all else, it was unheard of. That was why Huamin was a little soft-hearted and didn't let Qin Chu do anything to Wuxian. She knew that if Wuxian didn't die, he would be a big problem for her in the future. But at that moment, Wuxian was beaten into a bloody pulp. Huamin couldn't bear to see him die. She didn't care if people called her a saint or a white lotus, but at that moment, she couldn't bear to see Wuxian die in front of her. Maybe this was Huamin's unique kindness. Your brother-in-law has already started investigating Wuxian. We won't let go of what he did to us. He has to pay for what he did to us. We just want to defeat him fair and square. Chapter 2105. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's very Qin Chu. Lu Yan chuckled. I heard from him that you guys met once in Russia? Huamin chuckled as they talked about the past. Yeah, it was when I operated on Psycho Qiao. My brother-in-law is a miracle doctor. His skills are as good as our dad's. It's just that he's too cold. Oh my God, only you can stand it. Psycho Qiao doesn't like to talk, but he's not that cold and arrogant. Oh no, it's about time. Sis, there's a tracking signal, I'm hanging up. Take care of yourself. Then, before Huamin could say anything, Lu Yan hung up. When she picked up her phone to check Lu Yan's number, she found that the number had been erased. There was no trace of it, as if the call had never been made. It seemed like Yan was very cautious. After hanging up, Huamin remembered that he still had to do something for Ni Yang. After making an appointment with that person, he met her at one of the 13 cafes on the pedestrian street. Maybe it was because he hadn't seen Huamin in a while, but the manager was surprised. President Hua, why didn't you tell me you were coming? It's okay, you guys go ahead. I have something to discuss with someone here. What would you like to drink? I need someone to prepare it for you. The manager was flattered and asked carefully. Blue Mountain coffee. Huamin walked to a secluded corner and sat down. Yingzi came in not long after Huamin sat down. After entering, she saw Huamin waving at her and walked over. President Hua, long time no see. Yingzi took off her sunglasses and smiled coldly. Have a seat. What would you like to drink? Huamin asked. Cappuccino is ready, Yingzi said. Huamin waved his hand and called the waiter over. Give her a cappuccino. Yes, President Hua. Tell me, why are you looking for me? Let's not beat around the bush. After all, everyone's time is precious and busy, right? Yingzi said arrogantly. Ever since Yang went to Imperial Star and terminated his contract with her, the two of them had fallen out. At first, Yingzi worked under Wuxia. Later on, she was not put in an important position and did not have many artists under her, so she decided to open her own studio. The models she trained were all wild models. In private, there were rumors in the circle that her models took on some peripheral business. It was similar to the Ocean and Sky banquet that happened a few years ago, so Yingzi's reputation in the circle was getting worse. No well-known director or actor was willing to work with her, and her connections were of no use in this realistic society. You're really busy. You're busy trying to smear Yang's reputation, right? Huamin sneered at Yingzi. President Hua, you're so funny. Don't put the blame on me. Yang is a superstar now, and I'm just a has-been agent. We're not even on the same level. Yingzi chuckled. You know I'm not joking. I'm serious. I'm just curious, what's your intention in smearing Yang's reputation after so long? Huamin said calmly. President Hua, you can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. You can't just fall out with Yang because of my history with him. Now that Yang is in trouble, you're trying to frame me. You're a famous person, so don't be so stupid, okay? Yingzi seemed to have come prepared, so she did not admit to anything. Chapter 2106. Huamin wasn't in a hurry. He took a sip of his coffee and slowly said, when Yang was suffering from depression, you immediately took him to the doctor. To this day, he and his family are still very grateful for what you did. Plus, you pulled him out of his depression. I don't want to thank you for your kindness, but you should be grateful that Yang has been by your side for the past few years. He listened to almost everything you said. Sometimes, when he wasn't feeling well, he would still run commercials and record shows for you. The only thing he didn't discuss with you was the signing of GK. I know you don't have high hopes for GK. Although GK isn't in the entertainment industry anymore, Yang's talent hasn't been buried. President Su of Imperial Star gave him a better platform. But for the sake of Wuxian's temporary benefits, you didn't care about his choice. You even framed Qin Jie and tried to drive a wedge between them. All these years, I always thought you and Yang were family. Even Yang himself thought so. But that's not the case. To you, he's just a money tree. You can do whatever you want when you're making money, but as soon as he doesn't listen to you or threatens your interests, you're heartless. Yingzi, we're both women, how can you be so heartless? Even if you raised a dog for many years, you'd still have feelings for it. You wouldn't harm it just because it ran away from home, right? How could you do that? Huamin coldly pointed at Yingzi's actions. First, he played the sympathy card, then he began to accuse and question her. President Hua sure has a vivid imagination. Yingzi seemed unwilling to admit it. You don't have to deny it. Other than you, I can't think of anyone else who would do something like this. Maybe the paparazzi really did something to expose their relationship. But the way you smeared his name didn't give him a chance to recover, and even exposed his past and 8 generations of ancestors. Other than you, I really can't think of anyone else who would do something like this. Huamin was almost certain that Yingzi was behind this. After hearing Huamin's words, Yingzi raised her chin provocatively. So what if I did do it? Isn't it the truth? It's true that he cheated on me, didn't listen to me, and was with that little nurse. His parent scandal, his mother's illegitimate son, And the ridiculous things he did when he was young, they're all true. I didn't smear his name. But as the person he once trusted the most, taking out these things is equivalent to rubbing salt on his wound. Moreover, you're doing this at such a sensitive time. Aren't you trying to ruin him? Huamin was furious. Looking at Yingzi's smug face, he couldn't wait to stand up and give her 2 tight slaps. So what if he's ruined? I'm the one who created him. If I can support him, then I can also destroy him. Didn't you say that you were like his sister? Then why don't you come and save him? Aren't you a godlike existence with a high IQ? Yingzi asked as she looked at Huamin with disdain. You're right. Tai Yang is like my brother. He's like family to me. I won't sit back and do nothing, then go save him. Why are you looking for me? Yingzi raised her coffee proudly. Tell me, what do I have to do for you to let go? Let go of an Tai Yang? Huamin took a deep breath, trying to calm himself down. Chapter 2107. Oh, you're enlightened already? President Hua, I thought you were going to scare me, threaten me, blacklist me, or make it impossible for me to survive in the industry. Ha. Yingzi looked up at Huamin and laughed. No, you're not doing this to destroy an Tai Yang. You're doing this because you want to use this opportunity to get what you want. So, just state your conditions. I can make any decision for an Tai Yang. Of course, these conditions have to be within the range of what we can accept, and don't go too far. But if that's the case, then I won't hold back, President Hua. After speaking, Yingzi raised her index finger and gestured at Huamin. 10 million? Huamin asked. Ha, 10 million? Do you think I'm a beggar? Tai Yang's next endorsement deal is worth more than 10 million. I'm talking about 100 million. 100 million? Hi, you're asking for too much. Huamin looked at Yingzi with a serious expression on his face. President Hua, you're exaggerating. This amount of money is nothing to rich people like you. GK's quarterly turnover is in the billions, and Tai Yang's annual business value is more than 100 million yuan. President Su made money, you made money, and Tai Yang received a lot of money. I used to be a talent scout, but my career is now at a low point, so it's only right for me to give you some money. As the saying goes, if you take someone's money, you have to take care of them. I think President Hua is a smart person and would like to settle this peacefully, right? That's right, I don't want this to get out of hand. The truth is, Tai Yang's business is small, and he doesn't care about these things. I'm just worried that public opinion will cause his depression to relapse. You don't care about his life, and instead, you used such a vicious move to force him into a dead end. You're really something else. When Huamin scolded someone, he didn't need to use any vulgarities to scold them. Unfortunately, Yingzi only smiled after hearing that. Long time no see, President Hua. You're still as eloquent as ever. But there's no point in saying all this. Even if you curse my ancestors today, I'll still say the same thing. Not a cent less. If you're not willing to pay, then I'll continue to expose you. As for how things will turn out, it's hard to say. But I'm barefooted right now, so I'm not afraid of you wearing shoes. So, President Hua, think about it yourself. My time is precious, so I won't waste my breath on you. Thank you for the coffee, President Hua. Contact me when you've made up your mind. That's all. With that, Yingzi stood up, picked up her bag, and left. Huamin's expression was gloomy. People always said that actresses were heartless and prostitutes were heartless. Huamian used to think that Mo Shui and Song Yisher were already heartless. But now that he saw Yingzi, he finally knew what a real whore was. In her eyes, money was more important than anything else. She didn't care about her parents. If Huamin remembered correctly, when they had a falling out, Tai Yang had given Yingzi a large sum of money to terminate her contract. It could be said that she had nurtured herself over the years. Later, after she jumped ship from Wuxia, she couldn't find an artist to work with. So Tai Yang used his connections to help her without telling her. However, not only did she not care about their old relationship, she even used the things that Tai Yang trusted her the most and told her as a bargaining chip to slander him. People like her were extremely hateful. What kind of fucking world is this? For the first time, Huamin felt like he had met an ungrateful and vicious bitch. As she walked out of the cafe, she cursed and slammed her steering wheel in anger. After she walked out of the cafe, she called Su Yu and briefly explained the situation to him. Huamin, what do you want to do? Su Yu asked in a serious tone, asking for Huamin's opinion. Chapter 2108. What do you think? Huamin asked Su Yu tentatively. I'll listen to you. Because of your relationship with Ni Yang, I have to take your feelings into consideration. I can't treat him like other artists, so I'm being extra careful. Su Yu said seriously. Huamin felt as if there was a big stone pressing down on his heart. Actually, 100 million isn't a lot. It doesn't matter if you pay for it or I pay for it. You want to give her money? But even if you do, Imperial Star will pay for it. You don't have to. Su Yu immediately dismissed Huamin's idea of paying for it. No, I won't. It's not a matter of money now. It's her indifference to Ni Yang that makes me angry and disappointed. I think so too. A woman like her is actually quite scary. If you give her money, can't you guarantee that she won't continue to blackmail you? She'll be a bottomless pit that will never end. I don't recommend paying for it either. Su Yu was relieved when he heard Huamin say that he wouldn't pay for it. The problem wasn't money, but Ni Yang's attitude. As a big shot in the entertainment industry, Su Yu's style of doing things had always been decisive and domineering. Therefore, it was Lord Su's style to settle things peacefully with money. So, I already have a plan. What plan? After Huamin and Su Yu finished talking, Su Yu couldn't help but praise Huamin. Our Dr. Hua's little brain is so smart. When I'm drunk, I don't listen to walls, I only listen to you. I'll give you a thumbs up. Okay, don't talk nonsense. I still need you to cooperate with me, no problem. What do you need me to do? Just say the word. Su Yu answered without hesitation. I'm going to Southside in a bit. There's an important conference there. When I get home from work and organize everything, I'll release the information. When the time comes, you can work with a few media outlets to promote it. Oh, right, we have to buy the internet water army too. We can't allow that bitch to do as she pleases and distort right and wrong. We can't play dirty, understood? President Hua is mighty and domineering. I'll do as you say. You don't talk nonsense with me. After I'm done with this week, I'm planning to take the twins to visit Lord Su this weekend. Grandpa won't be home for a while. It's the end of the year, and there will be a lot of meetings in Jing City. But if you come, we'll welcome you. My parents miss Pudding and Little Bean. Well, it's not a bad idea to visit Uncle and Andy. By the way, is Tang Chuan pursuing my sister-in-law? Huamin did not forget to gossip. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that guy recently. Su Yu was a little confused. Okay, I'll ask her later. But between you and Ning. Before Huamin could finish his sentence, Su Yu immediately interrupted. Oh, right, I have to go now. I have to meet with a client. Bye. Huamin knew that Su Yu didn't want to talk about Qi Ning, so he found an excuse to leave. Inside the Hua mansion, ever since Hua Xiqian was released from prison, the Hua Corporation had suffered a lot of losses. He didn't go to work for a few days straight and only held video conferences at home. In the evening, Hua Xiqian was practicing calligraphy in his study. Boss, are we just going to let it go? That bitch Mo Shui put you in jail and caused us to lose so much money. She's fine, but she deliberately said that her condition was serious and that she was hospitalized at Southside to frame you. How can we let this go? Everyone wants to avenge you. Hua Xiqian's right-hand man said unwillingly as he stood behind him. Chapter 2109. Upon hearing this, Hua Xiqian paused for a moment before putting down the brush in his hand. Do you guys know what makes me so happy? Hua Xiqian asked without turning his head, his hands behind his back. His subordinates didn't know what their boss was thinking, so they didn't dare to say anything. I don't know, please enlighten us. It's when you're playing a game of cat and mouse, slowly enjoying the process. The most satisfying part isn't when you catch the mouse and kill it. It's when the fear in her heart is infinitely magnified during the chase. Huo Xiqian's subordinates were confused. They really didn't understand what their boss was thinking. Wasn't he supposed to take revenge on whoever he had a grudge against? Is Mo Shui still hospitalized at Southside? Huo Xiqian asked. Yeah, she's still hospitalized and she's doing interviews every day. She's very high profile. It seems like she's planning to make a comeback. There's a rumor going around that she's joining Tianxin Media for 80 million yuan. They say that Mr. Xiang pulled the strings for her. I wonder if that's true? Yeah. Huo Xiqian nodded, then looked down at his watch. It was only 7 o'clock, so it wasn't too late. He turned around and said to his subordinates, "Get the car ready, I'm going to Southside to see her." Boss, she's at the center of the storm right now? If you go. I'm afraid it's not convenient for you to go, right? His subordinates were a little flustered. They didn't know what their boss was up to. It's fine, get the car ready. Huo Xiqian didn't lose his temper the entire time, and his tone was very calm. When Huo Xiqian arrived at the hospital with a bouquet of red roses, everyone at Southside was shocked. Mo Shui's bodyguards panicked. Huo Xiqian is here. Mo Shui's agent was also dumbfounded as she rushed in to report. What's he doing here? Mo Shui was originally lying down and playing with her phone, but when she heard what her agent said, she immediately got up. She also looked a little flustered. I don't know. He only brought one bodyguard with him, and he's holding a bunch of red roses. He's just outside the ward. Do you want him to come in? Let him in. I don't think he can do anything to me in a public place like this. Mo Shui was still reluctant to part with Huo Xiqian. Therefore, even if they had become enemies, she was still willing to see him. This was what women couldn't bear to see. Miss Mo means to let Mr. Hua in. All of you, get out of the way. The manager ordered the bodyguards to leave. Huo Xiqian walked in with 99 roses in his hands. He walked straight to Mo Shui's bed. President Hua, you're so elegant. Although Mo Shui was wearing a hospital gown, she had put on a lot of makeup. She was dressed exquisitely and coquettishly as usual, not at all like a patient. Looking at the situation, it was clear that her injuries were not serious. In other words, she was not injured at all. Huo Xiqian smiled as he placed the flowers beside Mo Shui's bed. Then he looked at her affectionately. What do you think? Do you feel better? This gaze made Mo Shui feel as if a lifetime had passed. In the depths of her memory, Huo Xiqian had only looked at her this way when they first got together. At that moment, she fell into a daze again. Ahem. Shui, President Hua is talking to you, her agent reminded her. Oh, you can leave first. I want to talk to President Hua alone. Mo Shui snapped back to reality and said to her agent. Chapter 2110. Mo Shui's manager was worried about Mo Shui's safety. Get out, I'm fine, Mo Shui emphasized before her manager slowly left the room. Suddenly, only Huo Xiqian and Mo Shui were left in the luxurious VIP room. You actually hate me, don't you? Mo Shui felt guilty and didn't dare to look into Huo Xiqian's eyes. She had a lot of insults in her heart, but when she saw Huo Xiqian in person, she couldn't bring herself to say them. Why would I hate you? Huo Xiqian pulled a chair over and sat down. He picked up an orange from the table and carefully peeled it. Because I made you suffer a great loss and your reputation is at stake. I also caused such a huge commotion and caused you to go to the police station. So, you probably want to kill me, right? Mo Shui bit her lip and enunciated each word clearly. Huo Xiqian wasn't in a hurry to answer. Instead, he broke off a small piece of the peeled orange and fed it to Mo Shui. Here, have some oranges. His tone was surprisingly gentle. Mo Shui froze again. What are you waiting for? Don't you love oranges the most? It should be very sweet in this season. Huo Xiqian put a piece of orange into Mo Shui's mouth and then ate one himself. The two of them didn't look like enemies at all. They looked more like a couple. When Huo Xiqian put another piece of orange into Mo Shui's Hua's mouth, she finally couldn't take it anymore. Hua Xichen, don't fucking play this game with me. You can kill me with a nod of your head. What do you want? Shui finally lost it. She slapped Hua Xichen's hand away and the oranges scattered all over the hospital bed. She looked extremely pathetic. Hua Xichen looked at Shui with a half smile. Look, you're still so hot-tempered. Didn't I tell you that you have to be calm and collected? You won't be able to learn that. Are you reminding me to learn Huamin? I'm telling you, I won't be able to do it. Huamin is Huamin and I'm me. I don't want to imitate anyone, and I won't do it on purpose. Even if I did, you wouldn't like me. I know that. Shui was a little emotional. She was really jealous of Huamin. Huamin's calmness and quick-wittedness were things she would never be able to learn, especially in the face of a major event, that kind of extraordinary calmness. She believed that this was not something she learned, but rather, it was her nature. I'm not asking you to be like Mion. I'm just talking about your personality. Shui, you've been by my side for many years. I've watched you grow from an ordinary little girl to a movie star, so I should be thanking you, right? But now, I'm biting the hand that feeds me. Shui laughed viciously. No, you don't have anything to thank me for. You sacrificed your youth as well. I always thought that we were even and that we didn't owe each other anything. All these years, I made you famous, and you stayed by my side. I always thought that we would break up peacefully. I never thought that you would go to such extremes. Hua Xichen calmly explained. We don't owe each other anything? Hua Xichen, that's easy for you to say. Let me tell you, we'll never be even. You owe me a life, don't you know that? My child. My poor unborn child. You didn't even give him a chance to come into this world. But Huamin was pregnant with someone else's child, and you watched her give birth to it. You even treated the twins as if they were your own. Do you even have a conscience? Are you cold-blooded? Shui was still brooding over that child. Chapter 2111. Especially in the past few years, her body was riddled with wounds, and the doctor said that her chances of getting pregnant again were slim. Huamin, on the other hand, gave birth to a pair of adorable twins. How unfair was that? Shui, I always thought that you were a smart person, but you always do stupid things. You always compare yourself to Mion, but are you even comparable? You only see what Mion has now, but you don't know what she went through. You don't even know what she went through. So, I think that your envy, jealousy, and hatred are all blind. Even if Mion didn't exist, I still wouldn't have married you. You might have forgotten what I said to you when we first touched. Hua Xichen reminded her. Shui's mind seemed to go back to many years ago, when she met Hua Xichen during an interview. Hua Xichen said, let's make a deal. I'll make you famous and you'll follow me. But remember, I won't marry you. We're just taking what we need. At the time, she nodded confidently and said, Mr. Hua, I understand. But now, she had forgotten the promise she made. They say that one can only achieve success if they don't forget their original intentions. But now, how many people could still remember their original intentions? Shui didn't know whether it was because there were too many temptations or because she didn't have enough willpower. Either way, she was no longer the same person she used to be. It's already like this, what's the point of talking about it? We can't go back, neither of us can. Actually, I've been thinking if you hadn't married Shui, but me, would our ending have been different? Shui's eyes were filled with tears. That won't happen. There are no ifs in life, only consequences and results. We're born to make choices and pay for our choices. Shui, you're not a kid anymore. You shouldn't be so stubborn. Okay, it's about time. I won't disturb you any longer. You should focus on your recovery. Hua Xichen looked at the time and didn't want to waste any more time. Xichen, if I tell you that I regret it and that I was wrong, will you still forgive me? Shui looked at Hua Xichen with tears in her eyes. If you said those words earlier, maybe, but now, it's too late. After speaking, Hua Xichen smiled evilly and turned to leave. Emo Shui felt her heart completely cold. She knew that Huasiqian wouldn't let her go. She was dead meat. She looked at the bouquet of 99 roses, which meant that she was forever. Huasiqian's her life of a lifetime. Emo Shui screamed in pain. Her bodyguards and manager were so scared that they rushed in, thinking that she was in danger. Shui, are you okay? What happened? Her manager asked as she hugged her. Get out, all of you, get out, get out. Emo Shui was very emotional. Huasiqian walked out of Southside Recuperation Center and got into his Mercedes-Benz. Huasiqian lit a cigarette and looked at the brightly lit Southside Recuperation Center. If only Mian worked overtime here, I could bring her dinner or something. He smiled as he talked to himself. Huasiqian suddenly came to visit Emo Shui and gave her flowers. This made her even more terrified. She knew that she was done for. Huasiqian wouldn't let her go. Emo Shui didn't sleep that night and was very emotional. The next morning, when Huamin arrived, the assistant nurse said, Chief Emo Shui is very emotional. She kept asking to see you. Huamin was slightly surprised. He put on his white coat and glasses and walked towards Emo Shui's room. Chapter 21:12. Inside Emo Shui's room, Huamin saw her. The truth be told, Emo Shui had been staying at Southside for a few days now. Occasionally, he would see her walking around the hospital. She looked energetic every day and was even in the mood to sign autographs for the nurses and doctors. However, after only one night, Emo Shui looked like neither a human nor a ghost. When Huamin walked in, Emo Shui was sitting barefoot on the bay window, smoking. Her hair was messy and she looked very haggard. Huamin walked over, snatched her cigarette, threw it on the ground, and stomped it out. This is a hospital. Smoking is prohibited. Please be responsible for your own health and that of others, Huamin said in a serious tone. Emo Shui tilted her head and glanced at Huamin. Her voice was very hoarse. I'm done for, I'm so dead. What's wrong? What happened? Huamin frowned slightly. Huasiqian came last night, and then? Huamin continued to ask. Emo Shui briefly told Huamin what happened. Then she smiled bitterly. It's so unusual for him to be so gentle to me. I knew it was a sign of death. I'm done for, Huasiqian won't let me go. I warned you from the beginning, but you still did it. Huamin looked at her calmly. No, we can't turn back now. Huamin, let's work together. He's our common enemy. Think about how he framed you. Think about how he almost killed your husband. Think about how he tried to kidnap you when you were pregnant. He's a demon. If he's alive, we won't have a good life. Huasiqian is my enemy as well, but I won't work with you, Huamin said calmly. That's ridiculous. We're not colluding with each other, we're working together. You know, without me, you won't be able to deal with him. All I have to do is testify that he wasn't by my side the night Song Yisher died. I'll lie to you, and then you'll be able to get rid of Wang Xianxia. I'm sure Wang Xianxia is dead. Even though we haven't found her body yet, Huasiqian must have done it. There's bound to be flaws in all of this. We have to work together to kill him or else we're doomed. Not us, you're done for. Huamin said calmly. Do you think Huasiqian will let you go? You're not wrong, he's not in danger. But what about your husband and daughter's daughters? Emo Shui tried to provoke Huamin. Huasiqian won't do anything to them, right? I'll protect my husband and my daughter, but I won't do anything rash. The grudge between you and Huasiqian is between the two of you. You're a patient right now, so if you want to discuss a patient's condition with me, I'm willing to participate, but if it's a personal grudge, I'm sorry, but I won't be joining you. After he spoke, Huamin turned around and left. No matter what Emo Shui said, Huamin wouldn't believe her. She was too calculative. One second she said she was willing to work with Huamin, but the next second, she would betray him. Huamin's rejection and departure drove Emo Shui into a frenzy once again. She couldn't even sleep, so she took pills by the bucket. Then, at noon, she begged to be discharged. Apparently, Mr. Xiang sent someone to pick her up. At noon, Huamin took some time out to upload the information that he had prepared beforehand onto the internet. This immediately caused a huge uproar. It turned out that Huamin released the recording of his conversation with Yingzi yesterday to let everyone know that Yingzi was the mastermind behind all of this. After the recording was released, Yingzi's Weibo immediately fell into a frenzy. Hundreds of thousands of netizens attacked and cursed at her. Everyone at Yingzi's studio panicked. "Sister Yingzi, what do we do now?" Her assistant asked anxiously. "You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.